One of the most magnificent temples is being made at Ayodhya, the Ram temple. I have a scaled model of the Ram temple right here. The model has been prepared by the Central Building Research Institute, a part of CSIR in Roorke, a well-known institution. And the Ram temple is made with heritage architecture, but modern science and technology has contributed to make sure that its longevity is very high. I have with me Dr. Pradeep Chauhan. He is a scientist at the Central Building Research Institute. Dr. Chauhan, what was the involvement of CBRI in the Ram temple?
Okay, Mr. Bagla, actually CBRI is involved since the Bhumi Pujan. After the Bhumi Pujan, after a week, we have started the geophysical survey to know the ground properties. In that, we have done two type of surveys. One is the MASWA, that is a multi-channel analysis of surface waves, and the second one is the earth resistivity tomography. With that, we got the properties. Then we computed the different seismic parameters which are required for the structure to be stable. Then what we found that the soil, we have to improve the strength of the soil, so that what we do, we have removed a few meters of the soil.
So meaning below this, you have extracted the soil out.
Extracted the soil out, and then we put a roller concrete and over which the granite stone were, and then we came to the plinth level. Then we started the structure. And
now, you said you used concrete at the base as engineered soil.
Yeah.
Have you used steel or iron rebars in that concrete?
No, it was not used. And because in the whole structure, we have not used the iron.
Okay. And why has iron not been used?
Iron, as you know, the property that it always take a corrosion. And when the corrosion is there, then definitely the structure will become weak. So, and even in our ancient structures, you will never find the iron in the construction practices. So, in the when we come to the structure, then this model was, you know, the architect is Sompuraji from Ahmedabad, and he gave us that model. Then we digitized that model and scaled this model, and we run around I think 50 models with the different properties and all that to see the longevity, structural dynamics and structural loads, compression loads and all other loads, and those things were tested. Then finally one model was...
So even though the architecture is heritage, you have used the modern techniques and modern analysis to make sure that the structure is stable. Is that correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Now, you said no iron and steel has been used. How are the joints made in this?
Yeah, there are, even in our ancient, there is a interlocking of the stones that was used. Then there was a clamping. Few places the copper clamps were used. And like in other our ancient structures, these is a regular practices that we were used. We have tried to balance that the weight and all those things. And so those modifications and done, and now we hope on 22nd.
You are yourself a specialist on earthquakes. Now, what has been the design philosophy to make this earthquake resistant?
Look, when we do the geophysical survey for the ground, then we know the ground properties. Using those properties, we can generate the response spectra for particular earthquakes. So in this case, we also did the same standard exercise, and for 2500 return period, we have done the calculations, and we hope that this structure will stand for 1000 years.
So, having looked at this structure which is made of granite below, then there is sandstone, and there is also use of marble in the
inside.
Garbhagriha.
Yeah, inside.
And I'm told marble is not a load-bearing rock there. So essentially, can the scientific team from CBRI which looked at it say with certain certainty that the structure will last for 1,000 years?
Definitely our calculations, our, you can say the testing and all those things, we are hopeful that it will last.
Xavier Thomas, and a scaled model of the Ram temple in Faridabad, Pallav, Bagla for NDTV.